Wonderful. So again, the product that we're talking about is MoxiPresent. It's our CMA, our competitive market analysis tool. Of course, to get there, you have to go to Moxie, and to get to Moxie, you have to go to Desk. So we'll log into Desk and we'll click on MoxiWorks. And then we're going to jump into right here where it says engage. So when you first click on MoxiWorks, it may take you into your account. It may take you to present. I'm sorry, it may take you into engage, but where we want to go is present. I said that wrong, so I apologize. We want to go to a present. I am actually proxied as an agent because I don't currently have an MLS ID in my account, so I can't pull comps. But most all staff should have a staff MLS ID, and of course, every agent has access to their own MLS. So if you have any problems with your setup, if you go to do this for an agent and you have any issues, just reach out to your RSCs, to Lynn, to myself, and we'll make sure that we get you the access that you need. But this very much can be done in your own account. And then at the end, when we're done, I'll show you how you assign that to the agent, which remember, that's the step for bingo: create, assign, and then talk with the agent. So we are on the landing page. If you're newer with us and you've never been in present, your landing dashboard may be blank, and that's okay. What you want to look for is the blue create new button right up here in the upper right corner. Now, this gives us lots of options. MoxiPresent is amazing. It has so many different tools. The one we're talking about today is this property review. It's very much like a competitive market analysis, but it's just a little bit less information because we know that the reason we're doing this today is for a yearly annual review. So they bought their house last year. So they probably had a buyer presentation last year with maybe some of the same comps, but this will let them know where their asset is in the market, what its current value is. So we're going to go ahead and pick property review and continue. Now, like in all of our present, we have our templates, which makes the job just that much easier because it's already pulling in all the content. So we do have our broker template and we do have our parent company Coldwell Banker template. If you want to know what the pages are, click on pages and it talks through those. The broker, in this case, the brokerage and the Coldwell Banker templates are very similar. So again, personal choice, which one that you want to use. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Coldwell Banker template and click continue. Now, this is where you want to give it the presentation name. It could be the address. It could be the seller's name, which I'm sorry, it'd be the buyer from last year. You may not know the client name exactly, how they're referred to. So it could be helpful just go ahead and put the address in there. Of course, the agent, once you assign this over to them, can always go ahead and make that change. Much like that, you can choose the presentation layout to be Coldwell Banker Residential Blue or Coldwell Banker Luxury Black. So if you can pick, the agent can always change it later. This particular one we're going to leave as blue and then click create. Now, this is my favorite fun screen where you're like, oh, what I do wrong? It just sits there and looks blank. And then finally, our spinny circle comes up for us. So if you've ever used a product in Present, it's the same steps, right? You have your 5 options across the top. When you scroll down, you can click continue here. Now, what you want to do is go ahead and pull in that data. We know that they bought it last year. Unless it was a created sale or a new build, it won't be in the MLS possibly, but most of these properties will be in the MLS. So you can go ahead and just put in that MLS code there, click copy, and it's going to go ahead and do the work for you. Pull in the imagery. Obviously, this was sold a year ago. So even though that photo is a year old, I'm sure it looks much the same as we are still in a lot of snow today. And I know Florida, that makes you laugh. Michigan, Ohio kind of makes us cry just a little bit, but that's okay. You can also immediately assign it to a contact, but because we're going to assign this over to an agent, we would skip this step. Now, if an agent was doing this, they could go ahead and sign it to their contact now. That way, when they're engaged in their client contact card, they can easily see when it was sent, when it was opened, get back to the product so that they can update it. But since we're assigning this to an agent at a later date, we're not going to do that right now. So you can peruse the information, make sure it's accurate. The good thing with doing yearly reviews is it's pulling it in from the MLS from only 12 months ago. So not much should have changed. Now we do know sometimes clients will buy a house and immediately upgrade it, right? Maybe they've put in new flooring, maybe they have put in new appliances, whatever it might be. Again, we wouldn't necessarily have that knowledge, but agents certainly would. And that's just part of that conversation that you can have with them after you've created this for them. Remarks, of course, would be pulling from the MLS, so you can delete them, update them, whatever it might be. This price and sale information, depending on your MLS, it may or may not come over. Most of our MLSs will feed sold data, but not every one of them. So if you're seeing that that's blank, that might be why. But of course, you can always go into dot loop or app files, account tech, pull in that sold data, look it up for the agent, and populate that if it didn't come over automatically. So again, we're going to click the blue continue button there at the end. Blank death screen again doesn't really look like it's doing anything for a hot second, but I promise you it is working. So now what you want to do is pull in comparables. So you'll see right here it defaulted to no results. But in Northern Michigan, sometimes this tight of a map is too tight. So it's not going to pull in any of those comparables. So the first step you can do is zoom out, see if you pull in any more comparables. Or what you can do is go ahead and change what the search filters are. So we're not getting any there. So we're going to go ahead and back that out even more. We're just going to pull in the county until we can get some comparables. Now, sometimes what will happen is because Moxie was created in Seattle, Washington, their search parameters are sometimes tighter because that's a much more populated area than some of our markets. So sometimes what will happen is if you go into the filters, you'll notice that the year built or the square footage is a really tight search parameter. You can go ahead and update that for the agent so that you can pull in more comparables. So you can make it, maybe it's 900 to 1500 square feet. Maybe the year built is, 1998, just depending on what the market is like, that will help you pull in more comparables. And again, your agent can always update these comparables. You're going to do your best job, take a look, make sure they compare to the house locationally, size wise, age wise, whatever that might be, but an agent can always update that after you've assigned this over to them. So in the respective time here, I'm just going to go ahead and do the first three. We have a sold, we have a pending, we have an active. Really good comparables, right? You want to pull in maybe a few more solds, but to select the comparables that you want, you simply check them. Or if you want all 16, you can click include all. If you accidentally click include all and you don't want them all, just click exclude all and you can go ahead and pick the ones that you want. I'll just pop in a few more so that you can see what the final product looks like. Again, you can go up here to our next spot, or if you scroll down to the bottom, you can click continue. Again, looking like it didn't really do much, but I promise it'll come up. Again, if you're doing this for an agent, there's probably not a whole lot of activity you'll do on this screen, but the agent can further tweak this because maybe they know this house has, extra acreage. They're going to tweak what that comparable price would be. That's where their expertise will come in. To set this up as the base for the agent, you can go ahead and click continue now. That will bring you over to our estimate page. And again, this is based on what the square footage is on the comparables that you pick. So if you're not willing to tweak it, that's okay. The agent can then tweak it, but that is based on the comparables that you pick, price per square foot. That's how that number is coming into the system. You can also create a range if you want for the agent. You can go 5% up or below what that base number is, or you can leave the base number there. Click continue again. And this is where our pages pull in. So again, we picked the template from the brokerage. It's 11 pages here. You can always go to add page, pull in from the blue book or the black book or a lot of the great content that the brand has, or you can leave it as the basic 11 pages for the agent and let them further tweak it. So you'll see that we have the property summary, which talks about that house that, again, the client most likely bought within the last year. The listing location map, which plots out all of those comparables based on the map. Listing overview, your side-by-side comparison. Again, the agents may not want all this content, so they can further delete pages or add pages once this base setup is done for them. And then once you're happy with it, you can always go to click view if you want, or you can go ahead and click more. This is where you can go ahead and assign to an agent. Now, once you assign it to an agent, you no longer have access to it. It goes off of your present dashboard, it goes to the agent. The agent has it on their dashboard. If you want to maintain access to it, because you're like, I want to talk to the agent, I kind of want to show them and go through it together, you can add a co-presenter. This will keep it on your dashboard. This will allow you to further edit it, but it will also put it on the receiving agent's dashboard. So two options there. Either option works for your bingo square, by the way, whether you're assigning it or whether you're adding a co-presenter, either or, let you decide on how you want to interact with the agent after the fact. So to do this, you click assign to agent, you search for the agent name, first, last. Once you click search, the person will come up that you're looking for, the agent in this case, and click assign. Now, any agent that's in your office should be available to search. If you are an ASC or RSC or RMC that covers more than one region and you're not finding an agent that you need, just reach out. We may have to tweak your security settings a little bit. So the same option works here for more and add co-presenter. Same option. You can go ahead and do the name, click search, and the agent options will come up here. So the other way, so we went through the whole system and that's an option under more. We all know we get interrupted during the day, right? Phone calls, agents, closings, listings, whatever, lots of stuff that we're doing. So if you are back on home on your dashboard before you assign it, you'll see that you have that option here. And then you can click the three little dots and you can go ahead and assign it or add a co-presenter right from there as well. So again, the why is because this is a great touch point for the agent to stay in front of a past buyer. Let that past buyer know what their asset is doing for them. And it's really helpful for the agent, for us to go ahead and set that template for them, do a little bit of the clicking and the work for them, and then assign it over for them to put on the finishing touches. And again, you get a bingo square to use wherever you want on your card. May I suggest if you already have like maybe four and you need your fifth for your line, maybe use that square. I don't know. Tomorrow is Friday, so our first round of giftograms will go out for that. So that is our topic today. That is MoxiPresent. That is our annual property review. And again, it's really great touch point for our agents to keep in touch with their past buyer to give them the information that they need, that they want, to make sure that they're tracking what their largest asset is doing for them. That's a lot of words. So I'm going to pause and see what questions that we might have. Wonderful. Well, I don't see any coming up. We'll give it just another tick of the clock. As always, as you're going through this, if you're not seeing it the way that we showed you, if you're like, gosh, that just doesn't seem right, just reach out. It could be a security setting. Could be just a glitch. It's Moxie, right? Technology glitches, but don't sit there and worry about it too much. Just reach out and we can help you get to the end of it. But we are asking that you do this for at least one agent. Would love for you guys to do it for more, so more agents know about this wonderful product. But to get your bingo square, at least one property review for one agent. Thank you so much for your time today. Truly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Bye now.